I'm Larry King. See you tomorrow night. Stay tuned for Aaron Brown. Good night.
This is a CNN special report. America under attack. Hanging on to hope at Ground Zero.
If anybody has seen my brother, please give us a call.
Looking for my older nephew. He's 28 years old. He was on the top floor on the first hitting.
Families of the victims gather in grief. What does the United States do next?
It's a new kind of war.
But a war against whom?
Candidate who resides in that region. Were you speaking of Osama bin Laden?
Yes.
U.S. skies reopen. But as Americans try to return to normal, will normal ever be the same?
Looks like they are now evacuating the House of Representatives.
And standing strong in America, joining hands and hearts in the heartland. This is a CNN special report, America Under Attack. From New York, here's Aaron Brown.
Good evening again. It is now more than 60 hours since the massive and devastating terrorist attack hit this city and Washington, D.C. Surely these are the longest 60 hours in American life. It feels more like 60 days. But in these hours, we have seen our national landscape change dramatically, New York's landscape change permanently, and who can measure how our hearts, our sense of well-being has been altered as well. There is much to report in the next 2 hours. We will take you through the day and the night where things are now, the events that have taken place all day long, and we will look ahead at how the government may strike back and whether that strike, whatever it turns out to be, will have the desired end, and end not just to the people who committed this atrocity, but to terrorism itself. Here are the latest developments tonight. The Justice Department has identified 18 alleged hijackers. Secretary of State Colin Powell points the finger of blame directly at Osama bin Laden. A flight data recorder has been recovered from United Airlines Flight 93, which crashed in Pennsylvania. The FAA cleared some airports to open, and one person was arrested at New York's JFK Airport for having a false identification indicating that he was a pilot. But we begin first at the Pentagon. Another fire is burning there. We suspect this is a residual fire of what had been going on before. You can see the firefighters at the scene pouring water on the building that was damaged when the plane hit it Tuesday morning, and so many people perished. Again, this fire going on now at the Pentagon. We are not precisely sure of the source. They have been fighting the fire at the Pentagon really for 60 hours, and they continue to fight it still. This going on now in Washington, D.C. As we go along on the streets of Lower Manhattan tonight, as surely you know, the search goes on. It is a search that's being hampered by unstable buildings and by a fast-moving thunderstorm that is heading towards New York City. The faces of evil. Investigators believe they have identified the people who carried out the terror, but the search for those who helped them goes on tonight. And in Washington, the State Department all but says it was Osama bin Laden who backed the attack. So what do you do next? How do you catch? How do you punish a terrorist? And we will spend some time tonight looking at the country itself, its slow struggle to return to normal or to find some sort of new normal. There is a lot of ground for us to cover together.